So we are going to discuss a few different openings today, not like long lines, just the starting of different openings. So let's start with after e4, they play e5, knight out, and d4. What is the name of this opening, guys? Anybody?
Italian.
Italian is when you play bishop out, no? Not d4.
Queen's opening.
Queen's opening when you start with d4. This is the Scotch game. We call it the Scotch. So basically, white is getting playing the center very fast, without even developing the bishop or the other knight. We are directly going for the center. So d4 is called the Scotch opening. Now, what should black do?
You can capture the pawn.
Pawn takes pawn, right? Okay.
No, but then white will still have to in the center with them.
So you can't stop black from
to d5.
d5. Then I take your pawn.
Then I take your pawn.
You take my pawn. I exchange queens. It feels a little better for white because white will move the knight and attack your pawn. You can't defend that easily. So let's go back. So the best option when white plays the Scotch is to take. Black should take. Black takes, white takes, and now don't take again. Then white gets a very nice position because knight takes, queen takes. The queen gets a very good square, and if you do this and then play a normal move, you can see why white is better. Why is white better? What can white do?
White can move to d5.
Yeah, pawn which piece?
Queen.
Queen e5 is bishop e7. The queen is not supposed to run around like this.
E5.
Yeah, pawn e5. Giving a check is of no use to us, and running around with the queen is of no use. It's bad for us. Pawn e5, now the knight has no good squares. If it goes here, it gets trapped. So it has to go back basically. So this is already a great position for white. So that's why when somebody plays the Scotch as white, you should take once but not twice.
So sorry for forgetting the badge.
Oh yeah, I forgot to message in the group.
I'm taking next person.
Okay, e4. Are you in the top 3 this time?
Second place. Please.
Okay, and last time what was it?
Third.
Okay.
So I don't remember.
Okay, so I'll give it to you when you give the third place badge. So knight out, and what is the Scotch opening? How does white play the Scotch opening, Dianshi?
So white. So after that. The pawn goes to
One
d4.
person is answering. Yeah.
Pawn goes to d4.
Yeah. Pawn to d4, and this is the Scotch openings. We call it the Scotch game. And now, what's the best move area for black?
No, take the pawn.
Take the pawn. White takes back, of course. And now, if you take, it's bad for black.
Yeah.
Because white becomes too active. So black's best move is just developing the bishop.
Scotch with black, right?
Huh?
You can't play the Scotch with black, right?
No. How can the same thing happen for black? White's the one playing d4 first. Black can't play d5 before white does. So this is how the Scotch can go. This you have to learn a little bit more, but for now we'll leave out this. Yeah, once you go to intermediate, you will go deeper into this because there's more. After bishop c5, knight takes knight, we have to know what to do. If they play bishop out, we have to know what to do. So there are things to learn, but we learn it once you reach intermediate. For now, let's.
So just teaching the opening of the
Yeah.
opening.
No. We are looking at different openings, just the initial responses, not the deeper lines. So let's go back. Now a very simple opening. After you play e4,
Italian.
if they play d5, what do you do?
Ah,
This is called the anybody? Scandinavian defense.
I'm not going to capture the pawn for all I know.
Okay, so what will you do then?
Push it forward.
Push it forward. Pushing it forward is okay. It's like the third best move, second best move.
So pawn d3.
Pawn d3 I'll take. No, I'll take. You will take, and I'll take your queen. You can't castle. So it's not bad, but it's suddenly you've changed your mind. Like 30 seconds back it was I'm not going to take the pawn. 30 seconds back, okay, just take the pawn.
So
Then what is the need for that first decision? First you think about it and then make a decision. That's usually the best decision. No, the good, but then why did you decide not to take it first? That's the problem. So first have a look, decide, then tell me the decision. Yes, the
pawn
answer.
f3.
Pawn f3, that's opening up the king too much, na? You should not open the windows next to the king so early. So the best option is just to take. I be afraid that the queen will come out. So why is this a bad one, Dad? Why are you not considering it? What's the problem? Let the queen come out. Yeah, what next?
Let's see.
Yeah, you bring out your piece, attack the queen. That's good for you, not good for them. If queen comes out early, it's bad for the player, right? So we should be happy, if somebody brings out the queen early. So why are we not taking? So takes a knight out. That's how you deal with the Scandinavian. Now if they give a check, best move is just going back or going to a5 the corner. If they again try to run around, then what to do?
Then this can move a bishop to e2.
Yeah, you just develop your
And
pieces.
very close.
Then you bring knight f3 and castle. Great position. Right? So this is how you play against the Scandinavian. So again, after e4, if they play d5, what should we do?
Take it.
Yeah. If you takes it, after queen takes, Arya, what to do?
Knight to c3.
Yeah, knight to c3 position is okay for white, playable position, good for white. Let's go back. Now, let's discuss the opening that you play all the time, the Italian. So after
What Dutch defense actually for that?
Dutch defense, you will need to know only if you play d4 as white. Do you ever play d4? Have you ever played d4 in your life? First move.
Yeah. Yes.
I'm asking this guy over here.
Once I tried it in the audition was and I beat him against.
By playing one d4. You started the game with as black. You played one d4. So your first move was this.
That's not sorry. On d5.
And then how was that Dutch, mister?
Sorry.
So Dutch is when white plays d4 and black plays f5. This is called the Dutch opening, Dutch defense.
Black will never be down.
No, black. Why is it done?
And then you can just put
Black can play this. Why not? This is possible. Yeah, but you're gonna castle. No, you're gonna castle. You'll have a line for the rook. So it is risky, like you're saying. It is slightly risky, but this is a popular opening for black. You're controlling this one.
to screw up and then get a bishop out.
Yeah, that's true. So you bring the bishop out. So this is the opening I play against d4. So basically, white will usually play c4. We'll go a little deeper. You bring out your knight. White will bring out his knight.
I play.
Now you e6.
Yeah.
Okay. Now this knight comes out. Let's say you bring out a bishop. Now let's say they play
Okay, now
e3.
it's pretty safe.
Huh?
Now it's pretty safe.
And now you castle.
It's a bit cramped now.
But with black you cannot have great position just out of the opening. It's difficult
So
to.
there's something else I saw Neerav doing, something where he copied all the moves. And sir, I have a very good thing for the opening. With all your pieces developed, you can do it.
First of all, we have to learn the Italian, the gambit that you fell for, Blackburne Shilling gambit properly. So let's take it step by step. So this is this Dutch defense. This you have to know only when you play the d4 opening. Now that we are on the topic of d4, d4 gives very different positions compared to e4. The positions you get are totally different. So if you like positions where things are not going to happen like instantly, like e4 leads to fast games. Things happen faster. In d4 things are slow. You just normally bring out your pieces, try to get your sender and all that. So d4, d5 is the main response for black. Now who can tell me the best main move for white? The most played move for... Okay.
I know this
We have a d4 expert over here.
Bishop to
Huh.
g5.
Bishop to g5, asking to be kicked.
Sorry, then I think f4, I think something like
Bishop
that.
to f4. Bishop to f4 is there. That's called a London system. You bring out the bishop here and develop your pieces around it. That's not the main move though.
Bishop b3.
Bishop b3 is a bad square on the Anshi. That is blocking everybody. One piece blocking this pawn blocking this bishop. So how will you get out this bishop?
Sir, knight to f3.
No, normal moves and not what I'm talking about. The main move, the most played move here for white is the queen's gambit.
Oh.
And that is c4.
c4.
When you see it for the first time, you might think, why is this guy giving up the pawn?
I know.
Why is he giving up
So
the
that
pawn?
you can play e5.
Yeah, if black takes it, then you get the full sender. You get the whole chunk of the sender. And you're also going to get back the pawn problem. So that means it's good for you, right? So black will not take it. When somebody plays the queen's gambit against you, what should we do as black?
Decline.
How? Just tell them no.
Knight to f6.
Then can you stop making noise, Mrs.? Knight to f6 also kind of leads to bad position. I will take. You
So
will play.
pawn e6, sir.
Oh, one second. Let him How will you?
Expand.
Have you learned en after all these years of playing
No,
chess?
how?
You've never taken the effort to learn en properly.
I know.
That's called being lazy.
Then I
There are
know.
like 1,000 ways to learn things. One of them is in class. There are many other ways. Chess.com here, there. And you still haven't learned what is en passant, how
Sir,
it
I
works.
know.
And then after some time, you will tell chess.com is not letting me do en passant. Something wrong with chess.com. So we have to learn it thoroughly. It's just one rule of chess, na? If a pawn moves 2 steps and passes you, then you can do en passant.
Pass is yours, it's under you.
Okay, Mihir was saying, continue.
Knight takes pawn.
Knight takes pawn. But then the problem was you gave me the sender. You tried to avoid me taking the sender, but now I have the full sender. So
Sir, I move my knight to B6 discover attack with
no, there's no discovered attack.
Oh,
What
yeah.
discovered attack? I'll just bring out my pieces and enjoy the game.
Queen defend.
So let
F6.
one second. You can go anywhere you want. I can bring out my pieces and defend my pawns. Na? Once I have the center, I'll keep the center. So don't give your opponent the full center. Let's go back. So D4, D5, C4. Dianshi was saying?
Sir, pawn E3.
Huh? For black. White has played the queen's gambit. What should black do?
Sir, pawn E6.
Yeah, that's how you decline the queen's gambit. By using the pawn. You're saying, okay, I'm not taking a free pawn. I'm not giving you my center. I'm keeping my center. So this is how you deal with the queen's pawn, queen's gambit. You can also play C6, called the Slav defense. Same thing. You're basically
No, sir, the
keeping.
other one is better because then you can double permission.
And both have different things. Like this is also blocking this guy, right? So it's different positions. It's up to you which one you want to choose. So yeah, that's about the queen's gambit. Now let's come back to the e4 game a bit because we have to discuss your most favorite opening, which is the Italian. So knight f3, knight c6. You bring out the bishop, and we
I
are in
know nice.
Italian.
I have a nice-
It's not about nice and all. Let's first understand what white wants, what black wants, because this is the most played opening at everyone's level, right? So after bishop c4, we are in the Italian. This is called the Italian opening. What's the main move for black?
Knight F6. Bishop C.
Knight f6,
Five.
bishop c5, Arya. What will you play if you're black?
Bishop. C5.
Okay. Now, Dianshi wants knight f6, but if you play knight f6, you have to know the fried liver attack.
I know.
What is a fried liver attack?
Knight G5.
Yeah. So this you have to know as black, how to defend it. If you do,
That I know. I know
fine. Then
defend.
tell me, no Arya.
Pawn to D5.
Pawn to d5.
Yeah.
I take it.
Then I'm black, right? I take it to the knight.
With your knight, you'll take it. And then now, kaboom time. Kaboom. I'm giving you my knight.
Yeah, and then
Let Arya take it in his own time. This happened in any games? No? Okay. This is the fried liver attack. This is the whole point of the fried liver.
then we capture it with the king.
You captured it with the king, of course. You're not afraid, right? You got a piece, you're happy. Yeah, Arya? I'll just bring my queen with a check. What will you do, Arya?
King to E7.
King to e7. I'll take back my piece if you don't mind. And then you will be down a pawn and your king is running around. So you will be very unhappy right now. So this is the fried liver attack. They give up a piece on f7 to get the queen in with a check and win back the piece. So this is very dangerous for black if black doesn't know what to do. So how to deal with that you will learn only later. Now it's too early for you guys to learn that. You learn till d5. But after d5 don't take back with the knight. You should just save your knight. I'll just show you one time so that nobody falls for it.
Thank you, sir.
So after e4, e5, knight out, bishop to c4, knight f6. By the way, only if you play knight f6, you are allowing
Yeah.
fried liver. If you play bishop c5, you don't even need to worry about fried liver because there's no knight g5. Who will take it? So that's one way to avoid
And
fried
after that
liver.
you can play knight F10 because if you play knight.
Yeah, you can castle. After knight g5, you can castle. So if you're playing knight f6 by mistake or by intention, knight g5, d5 is correct. You're stopping the threat on f7. I take back. Now the correct move you have to know is not knight takes back. Just save your knight and attack the bishop. Very important to attack the bishop because if the bishop moves, then you can take. If bishop moves here, you take and then you can take back the pawn. But bishop will go to b5 with a check. So that's again a deeper line that we will only discuss after you reach intermediate level. So for now, if you want to play the fried, allow the fried liver, allow it, but don't take back. Then you will get
I want
surprised.
to fried liver with somebody and I want to try to learn how to stop the last part.
Last part. I showed you, I mean, you play d5, takes.
No, the deeper part I want to try. If anybody
D5 takes, you move the knight and you fight. After that, if you go more deep, then you'll be confused all of a sudden. So anyway, now comes the opening that shocked Arya. Arya during the tournament in one of the rounds, he was like, what is happening? Oh my.
Neera's one.
Yeah, Nirav took him for a ride to Kanyakumari and came back. So what happened was e4, e5, knight out, and Arya thought I'll just bring out my bishop like normal Italian game. And here Nirav decided knight d4. So Arya thought, okay, so Arya thought, wait a minute, he wants to exchange knights. But there's a pawn hanging there. And if I take that pawn, f7 will also be hanging. So, free pawn. Let's take it. Nirav just ignores that and plays queen g5. Arya got a little surprised, but then he thought, wait a minute. He didn't even defend this. He didn't see this threat. What kind of 1000-rated player is my opponent? He's not even seeing my threat on f7. If I take, it will be a fork also. So he takes the pawn. This is how it happens when you see it for the first time. Everyone goes through this thought process. He takes the pawn. Yes, I am winning because I am winning a rook. My guy, opponent Nirav, doesn't know anything. Nirav takes the pawn. Now it strikes him a little bit that if I take that rook, my rook is gone. So I have to save my rook. Okay, fine, no problem. His rook anyway cannot escape. Right? I am getting his rook. But now after Nirav's next move, now it struck him. The dangers that he has landed in with the gambit. Because now if you block with the bishop, kaboom!
Yes.
Checkmate. Is that what happened? Did the checkmate happen?
Yeah, so checkmate happened, but I think in a different way. In one of the case, I think against him only,
Ah.
he managed to keep his bishop and queen over here, and then he managed to fork my knight or checkmate before I catch him.
Okay. So this is the Blackburne Shilling gambit. So the way to avoid, so you see the white knight never got to have his dinner. The dinner was served long back, but he couldn't eat it still. He had to do other things before that and he got checkmated. So the way to avoid losing like this, yeah, this is smothered, mate. But yeah, the way to avoid all this is, let's go back. After e4, e5, knight out, bishop to c4, they play knight d4. This is now the Blackburne Shilling gambit. So you have to understand, taking the pawn is so risky, it's almost lost if you take this pawn.
But
Like,
the
correct?
knight is better.
Yeah, it's better for white because black's pawns are doubled, you have more center control and your pieces are active. So this is now a great position for white. You just play d3, f4, castle. White's like +1, almost worth the pawn advantage white has got. So this is great for white. So Blackburne Shilling gambit is not a good opening. If white plays correctly, it's just bad for black. So it's just a gamble. Black is trying to get you into a trick, but if you don't fall for it, you're completely fine. So far, what are the openings we've learned today?
Italian, Blackburne Shilling, whatever you can call
Gambit, Blackburne Shilling gambit in the Italian. Okay.
Then Dutch defense also we learned.
Dutch defense. Okay. Others. What is
Italian.
Italian? Yeah, Italian and Blackburne Shilling.
Mass something or something like that.
Mass.
That's Scandinavian defense.
Scandinavian. That is e4, d5. E4, d5 is Scandinavian.
Yeah.
So in Scandinavian, what do you do? If someone plays e4 and d5, what do you do? Arya.
What do I do?
Yes. What do you do?
Take a pawn.
Yeah, we take the pawn. Take and knight out, right? And now in the Scotch, which is knight out, and d4. Here, what does black do?
Take it.
Take it, and after knight take back.
So don't take.
Don't take. So what do you play?
So go to Sir, you should not take the
Go
D9.
to
Sir, A5.
A5. How you go knight A5? No need to run from the knight. This knight should not be scared of this guy. He's protected 2 times by 2 pawns. So why should he be scared about? Just develop your pieces, Dianchi. What piece can you develop?
Bishop or knight?
Bishop.
Yeah, bishop c5. Not knight. Knight. It's not great yet. Bishop c5 is better. You attack in the knight and the game goes on.
Yeah.
Okay. So that is the Scotch.
So can you do also?
Yes, of course, Arya. So we learned the Scotch, the Scandinavian, the fried liver. Fried liver is a very important opening to know and to not fall into. And also the Blackburne Shilling, another opening that you have to avoid. So don't fall into that. Now, the opening that intermediate students and advanced students play this month, once again, is the Ponziani opening. So once you go to intermediate, every month you will be playing a different opening in the class games. So first 20 days of the month, you will be playing a particular opening. So this month they are playing the Ponziani opening. Have you heard of that?
My brother was playing, but I don't remember the moves.
Okay. You had a question? You were saying something?
Oh, sir,
I
Vishnu
once
had made an
my
opening
brother-
that
You once defeated her. Okay.
Once.
And he will never hear the end of it.
So I think Vishnu made an opening like this.
Ah.
Even no, he didn't even do that.
There is a thing to like. Your hands are wet, no? You can dry your hands over here. See, we have kept it especially for that. This.
Ah.
So we'll see what Vishnu's opening Arya is going to show us.
First, when he's white, he always does this white or black, whatever.
Okay.
No, sir,
Okay.
not even the pawns.
Oh, not even bonds. What?
Let's say he's white, sir.
Ah.
Step 1, knight to f3.
Knight.
Oh, yeah. And,
Ah, okay. Knight f3. What should we do for black? Yes.
Queen, Queen D5.
Queen d5.
Pawn D5.
Yeah. Pawn d5. Correct. We just play pawn d5
Then
and
he does pawn to g3.
pawn to g3. Huh. So he's just
And
putting the
then
bishop there.
he's
Castle.
getting a bishop to g2.
Huh. So then we
And
ignore
then
it.
exactly there's a ditto same on the opposite side also.
Huh. So that is one way to play. So he's just putting the bishop on the long diagonal and his king is safe. But he's not controlling the center. So you should take advantage of that by controlling
Once
the
you do
center.
e4, then do his blah
So if you can get e5, you do that. But right now you can't get e5. So you bring out the knight and then play e5. Great position for black. So white has to challenge the center at some point with one of
Or he
them.
could have done e4, then he could have done his blah.
Okay. So that is the reti opening. When you play knight f3 first. Called the reti.
I think once I was watching TV and Magnus Carlsen played this.
Reti, okay, alright. So now the next opening we're going to learn is the opening of the month, which you don't have to play, but intermediate students onwards they have to play. That is e4, e5, knight out. Now comes the Ponziani, not the Italian. Ponziani with pawn to c3. This is called the Ponziani opening. White wants to play d4 very fast. So what should black do? We'll just stop at the next move. What move can black play to continue?
Pawn
Pawn to d5, good. That's one of the two. I mean,
Sir,
there are two good moves. One is d5.
Bishop C4.
That's a bad move, sir. White anyway wants to play d4. You're not stopping and you're helping them. Because d4 anyway will happen.
So Bishop D3. Sir,
Eh,
I normally play that. Like,
Bishop here.
no, like when I say Bishop D6.
Again, you will have to call the plumber again. The Angie has blocked the full pipe over here. Now you told me that two positions back. The same thing. You're blocking the d pawn. You're blocking the other bishop. So how will that bishop get out? So this is not a good place. Better than this square is this square. That doesn't block anybody, no? That e7 is better. So queen was planning to come out in the beginning itself, is it? So bishop e7 is completely fine. Bishop c5 is bad because d4 happens. So don't even touch the bishop. Either d5 or knight f6. That's the way to deal with the Ponziani. So later we will analyze deeper
How does
into
that
the
defend it?
defend what?
How does it defend the Ponziani?
Not defend, deal with the Ponziani.
Deal with this Ponziani, same thing.
When you want to play something, no, you have to get your pieces out, right? So d5 challenges the center. That punishes the opponent c3 move. So d5 is one option. Getting out your knight is another option. I mean, that's how you play, right? You bring out your pieces. What else? Okay, so now we will start